guys, today we will discuss and analyze the poem A Sonnet, which is Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare, which is Shall I Compare Thee to Summer Day? So we will look at the literary analysis and themes as well. Before discussing the sonnet in detail, let us discuss what a sonnet is. So, in that time, in Shakespearean time, sonnet was written for their beloved one uh, to praise their love. Uh, but if we talk about the origin of this sonnet, so the Shakespearean sonnet was derived from the Petrarchan sonnet, and the theme of that sonnet was they often wrote this sonnet to talk about the unattainable love that they often compare sonnet with a star, which is out of the reach of from human. So, what a difference between Petrarchan sonnet and the Shakespearean sonnet is the structure. So, Petrarchan sonnet is divided in octet and sessex, whereas Shakespearean sonnet is divided into three quatrain uh, and last two couplet, which conclude the whole sonnet. And uh, let us discuss the poem. So this poem starts with the rhetorical question, shall I compare thee to a summer day? So why poet chooses to compare his lover, which is not a mention either it is a female or a male, but why he chooses the specific summer day? At that time in Renaissance, summer day were considered to be more beautiful or things like that. So that's why he chooses summers to compare his beloved with. So this is a rhetorical question. So he and in the second line he answering the same question, thou are more lovely and more temperate. So he is saying that I can't compare you with a summer day because your art, your beauty is more lovely, you are more adorable, your beauty is more constant than the summer day. So there is a foreshadowing here that how the summer's day are not tempered. So he is uh, answering that question. For rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, although there are beauty in the summers, but the rough winds in the summer uh, take away the beauty of on these beautiful birds, beautiful flowers. So this summer will not last longer as compared to its lover, whose beauty remained constant throughout the year. So and summer's lease had all too short. So here again, he is comparing uh, his lover with the summer time period, that summers do not last longer. Its beauty, its shade will last for a period and it will shade away like rough winds. Those winds will take away the beauty of this summer. And sometimes now here poet again compare his lover to something else, which is sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines. Eye of heaven is your metaphor, which is referring to a sun. So he says that even though now he is shifting from one thing to another, that his lover, now he is comparing his lover to a sun, but he is arguing that even sun, which was considered a time that it provide comfort and pleasure to people, but its beauty is not constant. It rises and it sets down, and often his gold complexion dimmed. Uh, Here the poet wants to convey that his rays often hidden by the clouds, or often clouds cover the sun, and his beams are not reach to the earth. So here he also defends his lover that his beauty, uh, uh, her beloved beauty is more constant, even even than the sun. So and often is a gold complexion dimmed. So her sun, he is talking about sun, that his beauty and this thing will not last longer. So here this is the punchline of the whole poem, and every fair from fear sometimes declined. So here he is saying that everything which exists in the world has is a certain time period, and with that time period it will delay, it will declines, the beauty will fade away. If something is born, it will go to the cycle and it will fade away one day. By John's, or now he's telling us the process, and you can see the foreshadowing. First of all, he tells us everything will fade away, and now he's telling how everything will fade away by chance, by an accident or something else. And or the most permanent and the most natural sources and nature's changing course undreamed. As we know that everything is take example of plant or humans, they are born and they go through a certain course. They enjoy the childhood, they enjoy the youth, and finally they reach to their death. So now these 8 lines, the poet has made an argument, and in which he defends, in which he uses similes and a metaphor and comparing his lover with different natural objects, and he finds his lover more temperate and constant, and whereas in line 9 he turns the direction of the poem. So in line number 9, so now he's coming back to his lover. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. Your beauty will not fade away. You are constant, so nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. The beauty you own will stay lost. You will not It will not be fade away. So the question here arises, what kind of beauty the author or poet is talking about. If you can see here, and that he stated that every fear sometimes declines. So this is a kind of opposite paradox there. So he's stating that everything will fade away, but here he's stating that uh, his lover's beauty will not fade away. So what kind of beauty he's talking about? So he will uh, let us in the following line. He will explain how uh, and in what way his lover beloved beauty will stay. So he is further defending his lover and saying that nor shall death break you wonders in his shade. So even death cannot take his soul, or he cannot die. So here the poet shows the immortality of his beloved, that he will not die and not wanders in his shade. So shade here is known here's the context of shade is in the biblical stories. They say there's a valley of shade, and souls stay there. So he is saying, the poet is saying that the soul of his beloved will not wander in that valley, and vain and eternal lines to time thou growest. So here he is answering how the beauty of his lover, how his beloved will live longer. So eternal lines. So eternal lines here, it means that poetry is talking about poetry, that he will uh, artistically embodied his lover in those lines, and in coming time it will remain there. So these are the couplet and the concluding lines. So long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this give life to thee. So now it seems clear that throughout this poem, in the beginning of the first line, he made an argument that he was in search of immorality to compare his lover, but he didn't find it, and he compared first it with summer day and then sun, but at last he find poetry, he find art that is immortal. So he is going to uh, phrase, he is going to portray his beloved in the poetry. So as the human generation there are, so they will used to read, and this poem will live longer. So as humans are there, this poem will be there, and as these people will read this, so this will give life to his beloved. So this is the sonnet 18 all about. So in all this poem, in this sonnet, he Shakespeare uh, wants to uh, preserve his beloved in poetry, in art, which is immortal, which will ever last, uh, in contrast the summer day and these darling birds. But at the same time, he's not talking about the physical beauty of his lover, but eternal beauty, his soul. And he's giving the life to beloved in the form of poetry. Now we will look at the literary analysis and which figurative devices are used here. So first of all, we will analyze the alliteration. So alliteration is the emphasis on the same sound, and whenever a writer uses this alliteration, he wants to emphasis on that argument. So here you can see the sound "s" is repeated, summers, short, and the sound "t" hath, to, and that in the second line sometime, to hold the eye heaven shines, and the third line nor shall, and shade. So these are the same sounds, by chance and nature changing. So here is also in this line there is alliteration, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So here is also alliteration. So this poem is full of alliteration. And there's also use of personifications to give any inhuman creature the characteristics of human. So now if we see the sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shine, when he was comparing his lover with a sun, so he gave the characteristic of human eye. So he is personifying the sun and giving it eye. So humans possess this thing, not that sun. And if we just analyze the first line, shall I compare thee to the summer days? So what's the common thing in the sun and the humans? There isn't a common thing. And so it seems that he this uh, summer day is personified here. So this is personification in this poem. And there is another device which is used here, juxtaposition. So juxtaposition means the opposite ideas emerged in one line. So here he is talking about the rough winds. Rough winds signifies the dryness, and at the same time he is talking about the darling birds of May, which is a symbol of love, which symbol of beauty. So he is indulging two different ideas in one. So and often is his gold and complexion dimmed. So the characteristic of gold is it shines, and dimmed means darkness. So here is also juxtaposition. So one thing which I will mention here, there is also foreshadowing. So in every quatrain there is a statement. He the poet make a statement, and then he is giving the evidence. For first of all, he said, shall I compare thee to summer day? And he is giving the answer that why I cannot compare you with a summer day. And the same way when he was comparing with sun, and he's giving why he cannot. So after all, he finds poetry and immorality. So there is a foreshadowing in this poem. So now if we talk about the form, so it's a Shakespearean sonnet, which is divided into three quatrain and two couplets. In the first eight lines, the uh, poet sets an argument, and the last quatrain, he returns to his lover, and he gives answer to to stated argument in the two last couplet, in which he concludes all the poem. So if we talk about the rhyme scheme, it follows simple regular rhyme scheme, which is A B B A and C D. So in if we talk about the meter, so it is iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter, uh, it means that every syllable, every unstressed syllable is followed by a stressed syllable. So if we analyze this poem, we will come to know how this works. So if you talk about the themes of this poem, the theme of immortality is obvious. Throughout this sonnet, the poet is obsessed with the idea what is immortality, is where he can find this and that immortality. He often questions that nature, summer and sun. He questions all those things, they and even the human existence, that these all things are temporary and they will fade away one day. And so he is obsessed with the idea with immorality. He want it may be the reason that he wants to live eternal with his beloved. So that answer is given at the end. Throughout the sonnet he was seeking that immorality, and he finds the immorality in the art. So uh, everything else in this world will fade away, but poetry, art will live longer, it will endure last. So because I mean we are reading this, and according to this poet, whenever a reader will read his poem, so his lover, his beloved will get a new life. So everything, and another important theme is everything destined to decay. So here he wants to convey that everything which has existence in this world, either it is human or any creature or nature, it will fade away one day. So what remains Lord's, its art or poetry, and he embodied his beloved, and that art and which shows his uh, love for his beloved, that he want his beloved to be praised eternally. This sonnet, the concluding lines, and the underlying theme raises a question that how can be a poet so sure about the art endure last? So everything else will fade away, only this thing will remain constant. So how can be this poet so sure about that his art, his poetry will be read as same as he has written, and he as he thinks. So this is a question that how he can be so sure. So if we answer this, the argument of poet through literary approaches, so change is constant. If the poet is stating that everything else will fade away, but poetry, his art will remain constant, the meaning and all the other things, his intention will be taken in account when reader is reading his poem. So that is not the case. With time, there is a change in audience. The audience will take meaning different as they want. There, as the reading approach suggests, that there are meanings as there are readers. So this can't be said that this meaning will remain same. With time, this will change. So the reading approaches are changes with time. So it is difficult to say that the poetry or his art will remain same as throughout the throughout the ages, but uh, it will uh, it will be affected by these factors.